Every single morning when that alarm goes off, you have a choice. You can either drag yourself out of bed, complaining about what you do not have, or you can plant your feet on that floor and thank God for another opportunity that millions of people did not get to see. The question is simple. Which one are you going to choose? Let me tell you something that took me years to understand. The first thing you do when you wake up determines how the rest of your day is going to unfold. If you wake up checking your phone, scrolling through social media, looking at what everybody else is doing, you have already given your power away before the sun even comes up. But when you wake up and the first words out of your mouth are, "Thank you, Lord, for waking me up this morning," you have just positioned yourself to receive everything God has planned for you that day. This is not just some feel-good advice. This is the real deal that will transform your entire existence if you apply it. I used to wake up stressed. I used to wake up worried about bills, worried about problems, worried about people who did not even like me. And you know what happened? My whole day was stressful because I started it the wrong way. The moment I changed my morning routine and put God first, everything in my life began to shift. I stopped waking up in panic mode and started waking up in praise mode. That one simple change redirected the course of my entire life. Think about it like this. When you wake up in the morning, your mind is fresh. It is like a blank canvas waiting to be painted. Whatever you put on that canvas first is going to set the theme for the entire masterpiece. If you put negativity on there first, the whole picture is going to look dark. But if you put God on there first, everything that follows is going to be covered in His light and His favor. Your morning is sacred. It is the foundation upon which your entire day is built. You would not build a house on a weak foundation and expect it to stand. So why would you build your day on a foundation of stress, anxiety, and negativity? Build it on the solid rock of faith and watch how strong your day becomes. The enemy knows how powerful your morning is. That is why he tries to attack you right when you wake up. He sends negative thoughts. He reminds you of your problems. He makes you feel overwhelmed before you even get out of bed. But when you start your morning with God, you are putting on your armor before you step onto the battlefield. You are protecting yourself before the attacks even come. I challenge you to try this for just 1 week. Wake up 15 minutes earlier than you normally do. Do not touch your phone. Do not turn on the news. Just sit there in the quiet and talk to God. Thank Him for the day. Ask Him for guidance. Invite Him into every situation you are going to face. I guarantee you will see a difference that will make you never want to go back to your old morning routine. You need to understand that. If you are breathing right now, it is because God still has a purpose for your life. Some people went to sleep last night and did not wake up this morning. But you did. That means God is not finished with you yet. That means there is something you still need to accomplish, somebody you still need to help, a blessing you still need to receive. Your presence on this earth today is not a coincidence. It is a divine appointment. Stop walking around like you are just taking up space. You are here on purpose for a purpose. And every single morning is a reminder that God is giving you another chance to get it right. Some of you have been wasting your mornings for years. You have been sleepwalking through life without realizing that every day is a gift that was specifically chosen for you. God handpicked this day for you to experience. Some of you are walking around feeling worthless. You feel like you do not matter. You feel like the world would be the same without you. But that is a lie from the pit of hell. If you did not matter, God would not keep waking you up. The fact that you opened your eyes this morning is proof that you are valuable. It is proof that you are needed. It is proof that your story is not over. There are people on this planet who need exactly what you have to offer. Maybe it is your smile. Maybe it is your advice. Maybe it is your talent. Maybe it is your testimony. Whatever it is, somebody out there is waiting for you to show up and deliver what only you can deliver. That is why God keeps giving you new mornings. He is giving you more opportunities to fulfill your assignment. Stop taking your mornings for granted. Stop hitting that snooze button like you have unlimited chances. The truth is, none of us knows how many mornings we have left. So every single one needs to be treated like the precious gift that it is. When you wake up tomorrow, I want you to pause for just a moment and acknowledge the miracle that just happened. You were given another day. Your life has meaning. Your existence has significance. Your presence makes a difference. And every morning that you wake up is confirmation from heaven that you are still needed on this earth. So get up, shake off the tiredness, and step into the purpose that God has designed specifically for you. This is your day. This is your time. This is your moment to make an impact. Here is something powerful that most people never figure out. When you are grateful for the little you have, God will trust you with more. You cannot sit around complaining about your one-bedroom apartment and expect God to give you a mansion. You cannot complain about your old car and expect a new one to show up in your driveway. God watches how you handle what you already have before He gives you something bigger. Start thanking God for what you already have. Thank Him for the roof over your head, even if it is not your dream house. Thank Him for the food in your refrigerator, even if it is not a 5-star meal. When God sees you are grateful, He opens doors you did not even know existed. Gratitude is the key that unlocks supernatural provision. It is the password to the next level of blessing. Think about it from God's perspective. If you gave someone a gift and all they did was complain about it, would you be excited to give them another one? Probably not. You would think that if they cannot appreciate the small gift, they definitely will not appreciate the big one. God operates the same way. He is looking for people who will be grateful at every level, so He knows they can handle the elevation. Gratitude also changes your perspective. When you start counting your blessings, you realize you have more than you thought. You might not have everything you want, but you have everything you need. You have air in your lungs. You have a mind that works. You have people who love you. You have opportunities ahead of you. When you focus on what is right in your life, what is wrong starts to shrink. I want you to start a gratitude practice every single morning. Before your feet hit the floor, name 5 things you are thankful for. It can be simple things. It can be profound things. Just train your mind to look for the good first thing in the morning. This one habit will rewire your brain to see blessings instead of burdens. The most blessed people I know are also the most grateful people I know. They do not have perfect lives. They have plenty of problems. But they have learned the secret of maintaining a grateful heart no matter what circumstances they face. That gratitude attracts even more blessings into their life. It is a cycle that keeps building momentum. The more grateful you are, the more you receive. The more you receive, the more grateful you become. You have access to the one who created everything. Think about that. The God who made the sun, the moon, the stars, the oceans, the mountains, that same God wants to hear from you every single morning. And some of you are too busy to talk to Him. You have the phone number to the most powerful being in existence, and you are not even calling. You will spend an hour on social media, but you cannot spend 10 minutes in prayer. You will spend time gossiping with your coworker, but you cannot spend time talking to the one who holds your future in His hands. Prayer is not optional, it is essential. It is your lifeline. It is the connection that keeps you plugged into the power source that sustains everything in your life. Prayer is not about using fancy words or religious language. God does not need you to sound spiritual. He just needs you to be real. Talk to Him like you would talk to your best friend. Tell Him what is on your heart. Share your fears, your dreams, your struggles, your hopes. He already knows everything anyway. He just wants to hear it from you. When you pray in the morning, you are aligning your will with His will. You are surrendering your plans and asking for His plans. You are acknowledging that you do not have all the answers and you need His guidance. That posture of humility positions you to receive direction that you would never find on your own. God has insights that your mind cannot comprehend, but He shares them with those who ask. I have seen prayer change impossible situations. I have seen prayer heal relationships that were destroyed. I have seen prayer open doors that were locked shut. I have seen prayer turn around finances, health, careers, and families. There is nothing too big for prayer and nothing too small for prayer. Everything in your life should be covered in prayer. Some of you have stopped praying because you feel like God is not listening. You prayed before, and it seemed like nothing happened. But let me tell you something. God always hears you. He always responds. Sometimes his answer is yes. Sometimes his answer is no. Sometimes his answer is wait. But he always answers. You just have to trust his timing and his wisdom, even when you do not understand it. Make prayer the first thing you do every morning. Before the chaos starts, before the demands begin, before the world starts pulling at you, take a moment to connect with your Creator. That connection will sustain you through everything you face that day. It will give you strength you did not know you had. It will give you peace in the middle of the storm. Prayer changes things, but more importantly, prayer changes you. Most people wake up operating in fear. They are scared of what might happen at work. They are scared of what someone might say. They are scared of failing. They are scared of not having enough. But let me tell you something about fear. Fear is nothing but false evidence appearing real. It is a lie that the enemy uses to keep you paralyzed and stuck in the same place. When you start your day with God, you are starting with faith. And faith says that even though I cannot see how it is going to work out, I trust that God has already figured it out. You cannot operate in faith and fear at the same time. You have to choose one. I am telling you right now, choose faith. Choose to believe that God is bigger than anything you are facing. Fear will tell you that the worst case scenario is definitely going to happen. Fear will tell you that you are not good enough. Fear will tell you that everyone is against you. Fear will tell you that you should just give up. But faith tells a different story. Faith tells you that God is with you. Faith tells you that he has not brought you this far to leave you. Faith tells you that something good is on the other side of this struggle. Every morning, you have to make a conscious decision about which voice you are going to listen to. The voice of fear is loud. It is aggressive. It is persistent. But the voice of faith is stronger. The voice of faith is backed by the power of heaven. When you choose to listen to faith, you are choosing to listen to truth. And the truth will always set you free from the prison of fear. I used to be a fearful person. I was scared to take risks. I was scared to step out. I was scared of rejection. I was scared of failure. But then I realized that fear was robbing me of my destiny. Every opportunity I was too scared to pursue was an opportunity that went to someone else. I had to learn to feel the fear and move forward anyway, trusting that God would catch me if I fell. Faith does not mean you will never have fearful thoughts. Those thoughts will come. But faith means you do not let those thoughts control your actions. You acknowledge the fear, but you move anyway. You feel the anxiety, but you step out anyway. You hear the doubts, but you press forward anyway. That is what it means to walk by faith and not by sight. Words have power. The Bible says that life and death are in the power of the tongue. So what are you speaking over your life when you first wake up? Are you saying, I'm going to have a bad day? Or are you saying, this is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it? Your words are not just sounds. They are seeds that you plant in the soil of your future. Stop speaking defeat over your life. Stop saying, I cannot, I will not, I am not enough. Start declaring what God says about you. I am blessed. I am favored. I am equipped. I am more than a conqueror. What you say in the morning will follow you all day long. Your words set the direction for everything that comes after them. I have watched people talk themselves right out of their blessings. They had the opportunity sitting right in front of them, but they kept saying, I could never do that. And you know what happened? They never did it. Their words created their reality. On the other hand, I have seen people speak things into existence that seemed impossible. They declared it, believed it, and watched it manifest. You have to be intentional about what comes out of your mouth, especially in the morning. Those first words carry extra weight. They set the tone for everything. If you start by complaining, you will find more things to complain about throughout the day. If you start by praising, you will find more things to praise throughout the day. Your words attract more of the same. I want you to create a list of declarations that you speak over yourself every morning. Write down who God says you are. Write down what God says you can do. Write down the promises He has made to you. Then speak those words out loud before you leave your house. It might feel strange at first. You might feel like you are just talking to yourself. But I promise you, those words are going into the spiritual realm and creating your reality. The enemy knows the power of your words. That is why he works so hard to get negative words out of your mouth. He wants you to curse yourself. He wants you to speak limitations over your life. He wants you to declare failure before you even try. Do not give him that satisfaction. Use your words to bless yourself, not curse yourself. Your words are prophetic. What you speak is what you will see. If you say you are going to fail, you will fail. If you say you are going to succeed, you will succeed. If you say nothing good ever happens to you, nothing good will happen. If you say you are highly favored, favor will follow you everywhere you go. Choose your words wisely because they are creating your tomorrow. Every morning you need to let go of yesterday. You cannot keep carrying hurt, bitterness, unforgiveness, and disappointment into a new day that God has given you fresh and clean. That baggage is too heavy. It is weighing you down. It is blocking your blessings. It is taking up space that should be filled with new opportunities. Forgive the person who wronged you. Let go of that situation that did not work out. Release the pain from your past. When you hold on to old stuff, you cannot grab onto new stuff. Your hands have to be empty to receive what God is trying to put in them. You cannot receive a gift when your hands are full of garbage. I know forgiveness is hard. I know letting go is painful. I know some of you have been through absolutely devastating things. People betrayed you. People lied to you. People used you. People abandoned you. But holding on to that anger is not hurting them. It is hurting you. They are out there living their life while you are stuck in the past, reliving the pain over and over again. Every morning is an opportunity for a fresh start, but you can only experience that freshness if you leave yesterday behind. When you wake up still mad about what happened last week, you have just contaminated a brand new day with old poison. That day had so much potential, but you polluted it with unforgiveness before it even had a chance. Unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It does not work that way. The only person being poisoned is you. Every morning you need to check your heart. Is there any bitterness lingering? Is there any resentment hiding? Is there any anger bubbling? If so, release it right then and there. Give it to God and walk into your day with clean hands and a pure heart. The blessings God has for you require room. They require space. They require capacity. If your heart is full of old wounds, there is no room for new blessings. If your mind is cluttered with past failures, there is no space for future success. Every morning, clean the house. Sweep out the old so you can welcome in the new. I need you to understand the importance of your circle. You need people around you who will speak life into your situation, not people who will drag you down with negativity. If you are hanging around people who never talk about God, who never pray, who never encourage you, you are in the wrong circle. You will become like the people you spend the most time with. Find yourself some prayer warriors. Find yourself some people of faith. Find yourself some people who will remind you of who God says you are when you forget. The right people will lift you. The wrong people will hold you back. It is that simple. You have to be intentional about who you allow to speak into your life. Your circle influences your morning before it even starts. If you were up all night listening to negative people, you are going to wake up with negativity in your spirit. If you spent your evening surrounded by people of faith, you are going to wake up with faith in your heart. Who you connect with affects how you start your day. Not everyone in your life right now is supposed to be there forever. Some people are seasonal. They were meant for a certain chapter, not the whole book. When their season is over, you have to let them go. That is not being mean. That is being wise. God will send you the right people for the right season if you trust Him. The people you pray with in the morning become your covering throughout the day. There is power when two or more agree. There is strength in collective faith. If you do not have anyone to pray with, ask God to send you some prayer partners. Ask Him to connect you with people who will sharpen your faith and strengthen your walk. Build a circle that challenges you to grow closer to God. Build a circle that holds you accountable. Build a circle that celebrates your victories and supports you through your struggles. When you have that kind of community, starting your day with God becomes even more powerful because you know you are not walking alone. You have to participate in your own blessing. God is not going to drop everything in your lap while you sit on the couch doing nothing. He requires action. He requires effort. He requires you to move your feet. Faith is not passive. Faith is active. It shows up. It steps out. It does the work. When you wake up in the morning and dedicate your day to God, you are showing up. You are telling Him that you are ready to work. Faith without works is dead. So get up, show up, and watch God show out on your behalf. He is waiting to meet you halfway, but you have to take the first step. Some people are waiting for a sign. They are waiting for perfect conditions. They are waiting for fear to go away. They are waiting for a guarantee. But that is not how God works. He wants you to move first. He wants you to step out in faith before you see the full picture. That is what trust looks like. Every morning is an opportunity to show up for your destiny. When you wake up and go through the motions without intention, you are wasting that opportunity. But when you wake up focused, determined, and ready to work, you are positioning yourself for favor. God sees effort. He rewards hustle. He blesses action. I know so many talented people who never did anything with their gifts because they did not show up. They had the ability. They had the ideas. They had the potential, but they stayed in bed. They made excuses. They let fear win. And their blessings went to someone willing to move. Do not let that be your story. Every morning when that alarm goes off, remind yourself that showing up is half the battle. Just get up. Just start moving. Just take the first step. God will take care of the rest. He will open doors. He will make a way. He will bring the right people. But you have to be in motion. Your blessing has your name on it, but it will not come to you. You have to go to it. You have to pursue it. You have to chase it down. That starts every single morning when you decide that today is not a day for laziness. Today is a day for action. Today is a day for showing up and showing out. A negative attitude will keep you grounded. A positive attitude will make you soar. When you start your day complaining, you stay stuck. When you start your day thanking God, you rise higher than you ever imagined. Your attitude is not just a feeling. It is a choice that determines your direction. Check your attitude before you even get out of bed. Adjust your mindset. Get your heart right, because how you think in the morning will determine how high you can climb throughout the day. If you think low, you will stay low. If you think high, you will rise high. It is that simple. I have met people with all the resources in the world who are still miserable because their attitude stinks. I have also met people with almost nothing who are full of joy because their attitude is right. Resources do not determine happiness. Attitude does. And that attitude is shaped every single morning. When you wake up, your attitude affects everyone around you. When you bring negativity into a room, you lower the energy of everyone in it. When you bring positivity, you elevate everyone. What kind of atmosphere do you want to create today? The answer depends on the attitude you put on this morning. I used to blame my circumstances for my bad attitude. I would say anyone in my situation would be upset. I would justify my negativity based on what I was going through. But then I realized that my circumstances were not the problem. My response to them was the problem. Two people can go through the same situation, and have completely different outcomes based on their attitude. Your attitude in the morning is a seed that you plant. If you plant a seed of gratitude, positivity, and faith, you will harvest good things throughout the day. If you plant a seed of complaining, negativity, and doubt, you will harvest more problems. The law of sowing and reaping applies to your attitude just like it applies to everything else. Before your feet touch the floor tomorrow morning, take a moment to adjust your attitude. Choose to be positive. Choose to be grateful. Choose to be hopeful. It does not matter what you are facing. Your attitude can be right in the middle of wrong circumstances, and that attitude will carry you through anything. Some of you have been through some terrible situations. You have been broke. You have been broken. You have been betrayed. You have been knocked down more times than you can count. But here is what I need you to understand. Those struggles were not designed to destroy you. They were designed to develop you. Every challenge was a classroom. Every morning that you wake up after a hard season, God is showing you that you are still standing. He is proving to you that what was meant to break you actually made you stronger. Do not be ashamed of your struggle. It is your testimony in the making. It is the raw material for your message. I would not be who I am today without the struggles I went through. Those hard times taught me lessons that success never could. They built character that easy times never would. They gave me compassion for people who are going through what I have already survived. My struggles became my qualification. When you are in the middle of the struggle, it feels like punishment. It feels unfair. It feels like God has forgotten about you. But when you get to the other side, you realize it was preparation. It was training. It was building muscles you did not know you needed for the next level of your life. Stop asking God to remove the struggle. Start asking Him what He wants you to learn from it. Every trial has a lesson. Every setback has a setup for a comeback. Every pain point has a purpose. When you change how you view your struggles, they lose their power over you. The most successful people I know have the most powerful stories of overcoming. They did not get where they are by having an easy path. They got there by refusing to quit when the path got hard. They woke up every morning and decided to keep going even when everything in them wanted to give up. Your struggles are not the end of your story. They are just a chapter. And when you keep waking up, keep trusting God, and keep moving forward, you will get to the chapter where everything makes sense. You will look back and thank God for the struggle because it led you to your success. You do not need to pray for 3 hours one day and then skip praying for 2 weeks. God honors consistency. He wants to hear from you every single day, even if it is just for 5 minutes. It is better to spend a little time with God every morning than to do it big once in a while. Consistency builds the relationship. Build a habit. Create a routine. Make it non-negotiable. The people who see the most blessings in their lives are the ones who show up for God consistently, day after day, morning after morning. They do not wait until they feel like it. They do it whether they feel like it or not. Intensity will get you started, but consistency will keep you going. A lot of people get excited at the beginning. They make big promises. They commit to these elaborate morning routines. But after a week or two, the excitement fades and they go back to their old habits. That is intensity without consistency, and it does not produce lasting results. I would rather have someone who spends 5 minutes with God every single day than someone who spends 5 hours once a month. The daily connection is what keeps you grounded. It is what keeps you focused. It is what keeps you aligned with God's will for your life. You cannot build a relationship with someone you only talk to occasionally. Consistency also builds momentum. When you show up every morning, even when it is hard, you are building spiritual muscle. You are developing discipline. You are creating a pattern that becomes easier and easier over time. What once felt like an obligation starts to feel like a necessity. You cannot imagine starting your day any other way. The enemy will try to get you to break your consistency. He will make you tired. He will make you busy. He will make you distracted. He knows that if he can get you to skip one day, it becomes easier to skip two, and then three. And before you know it, you have lost your rhythm. Guard your consistency like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Small, consistent steps lead to massive transformation. You might not see the results right away, but they are building up behind the scenes. Every morning that you wake up and connect with God is a deposit into your spiritual account. Over time, those deposits compound, and you start seeing returns you never imagined possible. Stop waiting until you have more money, more connections, more education, more experience. God has already equipped you with everything you need for today. He gives you new mercies every morning. He gives you fresh grace. He gives you the strength you need for whatever challenges come your way. You are not lacking anything. Stop disqualifying yourself. Stop counting yourself out. You are ready right now. God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the call. And if he woke you up this morning, you are called. You have an assignment. You have a purpose. You have everything required to fulfill it. I wasted so many years waiting to feel ready. I kept thinking I needed one more degree. I needed one more connection. I needed one more skill. I needed one more opportunity. But I finally realized that ready is a myth. Nobody is ever completely ready. You just have to start with what you have. God specializes in using ordinary people to do extraordinary things. He used a shepherd boy to kill a giant. He used a stuttering man to lead a nation out of slavery. He used a teenage girl to give birth to the Savior of the world. None of these people had it all together. They just had faith, and they were willing to be used. Every morning, you wake up with fresh resources. It is like your spiritual bank account gets a new deposit. You have new strength. You have new creativity. You have new ideas. You have new energy. The question is not whether you have what you need. The question is whether you will use what you have been given. Stop looking at what other people have and comparing it to what you do not have. God gave them their portion, and he gave you yours. Your portion is exactly what you need for your assignment. Their assignment requires different resources. Focus on maximizing what is in your hands instead of wishing for what is in someone else's hands. Worry steals your joy. Worry robs you of peace. Worry takes your focus off God and puts it on your problems. But when you worship, something supernatural happens. Your problems start to look smaller because you are reminded of how big your God is. Worship shifts your perspective in a way nothing else can. The next time you wake up worried about something, stop right there and start worshiping. Sing a song, read a scripture, speak a word of praise. Watch how quickly your perspective changes when you shift from worry to worship. The worry does not just disappear, but it loses its grip on you. Worry and worship cannot coexist in the same space. They are like oil and water. When you are worshiping, you cannot be worrying. When you are worrying, you are not worshiping. Every morning, you have to choose which one will dominate your mind. I am telling you, choose worship. It is the only option that leads to peace. I used to be a chronic worrier. I worried about everything. I worried about things that happened. I worried about things that might happen. I worried about things that probably would never happen. My mind was always racing, always anxious, always stressed. Then I discovered the power of worship, and everything changed. Worship is not just singing songs. It is a posture of the heart that acknowledges God's sovereignty. When you worship, you are saying, I do not have control over this situation, but I trust the one who does. That surrender is what releases the anxiety. You are no longer carrying the weight because you have handed it over to God. Make worship the first thing you do every morning. Before you start thinking about your problem, start thinking about his power. Before you start focusing on what is wrong, start focusing on who is in control. When worship becomes your morning routine, worry becomes a distant memory. Your morning should be filled with praise, not panic. They should be filled with thanksgiving, not anxiety. They should be filled with declarations of faith, not confessions of fear. When you train your mind to worship first, you are training it to put God above everything else. And when God is above everything else, Everything else falls into proper perspective. I do not care what happened yesterday. I do not care how badly you messed up last week. I do not care what mistakes you made last month or last year. When you wake up in the morning, God is giving you a brand new opportunity to do it differently. His mercies are fresh every single morning. His mercies are new every morning. That means yesterday's failures do not have to follow you into today. Let it go. Start fresh. Begin again. God is the God of second chances, third chances, and countless chances. Take advantage of the fresh start He is offering you. Do not waste it by dragging old failures into a new day. I know some of you are carrying shame from your past. You did things you regret. You made choices you wish you could take back. You hurt people. You hurt yourself. You fell short of who you wanted to be. But here's the good news. That was yesterday. Today is new. Right now is new. You do not have to be defined by what you did before. Every sunrise is a reset button. Every morning is an opportunity to rewrite your story. The pages from yesterday have already been printed, but today's page is still blank. You get to decide what goes on it. You get to decide what kind of day you are going to have. You get to decide who you are going to be. God is not holding your past against you. He has already forgiven you. He has already moved on. The only one still holding on to your failures is you. Let yourself off the hook. Give yourself the same grace that God has already given you. Stop punishing yourself for something that has already been covered by His mercy. I had to learn to forgive myself before I could truly experience the fresh starts God was offering. Every morning I woke up, I was still beating myself up for old mistakes. That baggage was so heavy that I could not move forward. But when I finally accepted God's forgiveness and forgave myself, I was free to embrace the new days He was giving me. When you prioritize God in the morning, He prioritizes you all day long. When you seek Him first, everything you need will be added to your life. Your finances will start aligning. Your relationships will start improving. Your health will start stabilizing. Your opportunities will start multiplying. But it all starts with putting Him first, not your phone, not your job, not your problems, God first. Every single morning. And I promise you, when you make that commitment, your life will never be the same. There is something powerful that happens when you establish your priorities in the right order. I tried it the other way for years. I tried putting my career first. I tried putting money first. I tried putting relationships first. I tried putting my own plans first. And every time something was off, there was always a void. There was always stress. There was always something missing. It was not until I put God first that everything else started making sense. When God is first, He orders your steps. He guides your decisions. He opens the right doors and closes the wrong ones. He brings the right people into your life and removes the wrong ones. He protects you from traps you cannot see. He prepares opportunities you did not even know existed. But you have to give Him the first position. The first moments of your morning set the first position of your day. If God gets the first moments, He gets the first position. If your phone gets the first moments, it gets the first position. If worry gets the first moments, it gets the first position. Whatever you give your first attention to becomes the Lord of your day. Make sure it is the right Lord. Some of you have been struggling because your priorities are out of order. You have been putting secondary things in primary positions. You have been chasing money instead of seeking God. You have been pursuing relationships instead of pursuing purpose. You have been prioritizing comfort instead of prioritizing calling. When you get the order right, the blessings flow right. Every morning is a chance to reset your priorities. Every morning is an opportunity to put first things first. No matter how you have been living up until now,